This morning I was made aware that on the 1st of March at 4:56 a.m. or whatever p.m., whatever it is, it doesn't say. So a clown called Sheriff Sandy sent this, or put it on a post belonging to my wife. All she did is prove what a lunatic she actually is. Topic. Stop the topics. Stop with the topics. We know this stuff. The war is over, guys. We live in a new nation globally, united by treaties and newly brokered alliances. It's over. Stop hyping people up when I'm trying to settle them down. Incitement. How does a raving lunatic settle people down? What the F actions did you do? Hey, 27 sheriffs could have come on in one day, but Wayne refused to hear their oaths. Why wouldn't I refuse to hear their oaths? You put the people together and misled them and deceived them into believing they had some sort of authority under our Constitution, but they didn't. Yet they paid money for courses from Wayne. They never gave 1 red cent to me, nor would I take it. Anyone knows me knows I do everything I do for nothing if people want to donate, and these people didn't donate. 27 was massive and we needed them. Never forgiven for knowing the 28 PEDs names and didn't release them. Are you serious and you act as leaders in this war? We don't know who the pedophiles are. And if you do, Sandy, why haven't you spread them around? You're inferring that somehow I knew them. Well, that's a lie. Why hold that info? Yeah, why indeed? I keep repeating that. Just start enjoying life. Get on with the rebuild or shut the F up. No more microphone junkies. Law and court sorted the war out. Not self-seekers for revenge for property return. You got your property back now. Sit in peace, both of you. Juliana Glue, referring to my wife. Well, we didn't get the property back. You're a liar. Absolute liar, Sandy. And that's what you're doing. And you've lied from one end of this load of junk. And as for the royal identifier, the one on the top of there is a lawful royal identifier. You wrote treason they are void and Juliana Glue circle. You're a nutcase. You know what I want you to do? No, don't keep putting it up there. I don't want it up there. I'm not giving her any credence. She's a moron. You got something to say to me, you could always come to me, but you never bother. No, I didn't swear your people in because I didn't know anything about it. I did not take any money from anybody to swear them in, nor would I. I broke ranks with you a long time ago when I realised that you were carrying on like a moron, and you haven't stopped. So get the heck off my post, stay off them, and stop swearing at us like that. We don't swear like that. Why should you come on my post and swear? Now, in dealing with politicians, if you've listened to what Anthony Albanese has said in the last week, you would realise that a lot of what Sandy Crack has said, is absolute lunacy. We are not a new world nation. We could never be a new world nation. You need the permission of the people. We are not joining the WEF or any of them. We didn't join them. There's no agreements signed outside of this country that can come in here and take control of this country. It's all lies. Any politician or any professor, and there is one that does say that, they're all binding. No, they're not. A certain person from Queensland sent documents to the World Court and was told they couldn't deal with it. We're a self-governing colony of England. Like it or lump it, that's a fact. Now, it's time to wake up. Anthony Albanese said, oh, we've got all this money outstanding from the previous government. Well, they're registered businesses, all got ABN numbers. Go read your Corporations Act. Why aren't you making those registered businesses responsible for their debts? They run this state like a company. They've run every state like a company, and you're running the Commonwealth like a company, all with ABN numbers, all registered with Fair Work Act Australia as trading companies. You've taken our system, which is supposed to pay our pensions, which we've paid for, and you've sold it or employed a Texas company to run it. Well, there's a lot of money to run a company, especially to the extent they are. Services Australia is a Texas-based company. Texas-based. So what you're doing is you're actually lying to people, Anthony Albanese, and you said you're going to help young couples get into their new homes and they'll have new homes. You know full well that what you just stated then is an outright lie. Your Labor states, all under you and your Labor Party rhetoric, because it's not fact, it's all rhetoric and lies, have changed our titles, so no matter what, we don't own them. What is the point in spending your whole life paying off property that you don't own? And no, Sandy Crack, I did not get my property back yet. You're talking nonsense as usual, so that just thought came into my mind. I thought I'd express it at you because of your rantings on my wife's page, which doesn't actually exist. We were just shown what you put. Now, bear in mind, Anthony Albanese, it's the federal government's job to provide education, not to set up Islamic schools, not to set up Hindu schools, Chinese schools, or any other schools, or any religion schools, or finance them. You need the permission of the general populace to do that. And what have you said you're going to do it? Are you? No. All you want is votes. You're trying to buy votes. It said you brought in 20,000 Indians and put them around in buildings around Hornsby in New South Wales so that they would vote for you. You altered the Immigration Act to allow them to be sworn in as citizens as soon as they got here or shortly after. Is that true? If it's investigated, boy, you have problems. You are trying to get people to vote for you. You can't even answer a lawful question. You have questions put to you and you lie, or you refuse to answer them. You hang around with the gay community, that's fine. If you're that way inclined, go for it. There is nothing in our common law that says that we're going to stop you being gay or whatever you want to be. You didn't need a plebiscite, which is not law, it's rubbish anyway, just so that you could dance around and kiss each other in Parliament. You think it's natural? Read the common law. It said a man lays with a man as he does with a woman, stone him to death. If a man lays with another man's wife, stone him to death. Should have happened a few years ago, I would have been fine. Instant divorce. The fact of the matter is, you do nothing but lie, mislead and deceive. I get infuriated when I see idiots like the sheriff there saying that she knows everything and we've got a new world utopia where we own nothing, we are nothing, and we're going to be abundantly happy living in little cages with nothing. When are you people going to realise you are being screwed over? You see, I had a sister-in-law once. She got upset because I suggested the good old Labor Party, or any political party, I think it was at the time, was going to take her land off her, but they'd already done it. I found out a couple of months later, but they don't want to know. Oh, it's all upset. How do you expect her to react, was her husband's reaction, when you just told her she doesn't own the property she's paying for. Well, how are you going to react now? They've taken it off you. They've turned your titles into Torrens titles, which means you're only a tenant. You are renting that property. Well, why would Albanese say we're going to help these people get in their own houses? It's more money going to the companies that they get money from. You see, each state parliament has its own ABN number. They're not Crown Law Departments anymore. They've got an ABN number. They're not the state parliament created under the Constitution. They've got an ABN number. The police have an ABN number. What part of the truth can't you people see? What part? And it's, according to Sandy Crack, it's changed. Changed to what? One dictatorship to another. No. Did we agree with it? No. Do your sheriffs have the right to agree for us? No. Do politicians? No. In here we've got a person named Basil Zempilas. This is just so people can see. The Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions for WA, ABN 33585197892. Department of the Attorney General, ABN 70598519443. Different one. Supreme Court of Western Australia, ABN 70598519443. That's the same as Department of the Attorney General, and it goes all the way down to the Magistrates Court. All got the same. Western Australia Police Service, ABN 9172468468. They are trading companies, a whole lot of them. These entities all come under the Fair Work Act 2009 Commonwealth, the Corporations Act 2001 Commonwealth, and the ASIC Act 2001 as trading companies under the Commonwealth of Australia Constitution Act 1900 UK and the Commonwealth of Australia Constitution Act, or Constitution 1901. And there's the Parliament shall, subject to this Constitution, have power to make laws for the peace, order and good government of the Commonwealth with respect to foreign corporations and trading and financial corporations formed within the limits of the Commonwealth. Time to wake up. These are trading companies, and guess what? They're ABN companies. Who owns them? It's somebody trading as. They're not ACN companies, which are separate entities that have to have a human control system. These are companies, i.e. Joe Blow trading as. Is that what the premiers are? CEOs of these trading companies? If they're not, how do they operate? How can you do? Max Fleming is Sandy Crap, her real name. Well, I'm not going to get into that kind. She's just lying, and that's all I'm bringing to your thing. No, I didn't put any money into her or anybody else. Melinda Bennett keeps freezing here. It does right across Australia in different areas. We can't fix that. We fixed the sound system and bought headphones and a microphone to clarify everything. That's as far as we can go, and we find out they're ripping pieces off all the time and controlling us. This is, I'm not going into everything to do with the things. Queensland Rail case 2015, HCA 11, 8th April 2015. Your trading companies under the meaning of Section 51(20) of the Constitution. So every single entity in this country with an ABN is a trading company. Like it or lump it, that's the law. You passed the law, we didn't. So how does a trading company represent the people? I've got something to say to you, Basil Zempilas. There was a magistrate when I joined the police force 50 years ago. His name was Con Zempilas. He was the most honest magistrate I've ever been in front. He called a spade. He dished out penalties according to law. He sat with another person. He did everything according to law. Why don't you be a good little namesake? Whether you're related or not, I don't know, but you certainly got his name, Zempilas. Why don't you do the right thing and resign your position and take all your little parasites with you? The Constitution has no recognition whatsoever of an opposition. Why, if these people that we vote, and we haven't in this last election, it's a non-election, but even if we did vote them in, how do you be the opposition? So you're going to oppose them if they represent us. You've got a House of Representatives at federal level, so you're going to have an opposition to that House of Representatives. What is it going to take for you people to realise you're being screwed over? You're working all your lives for your houses. Go and have a look at your digital title. It's an ancient one. It means nothing. You have no control or ownership of your land. The title is not what that clown said, that government lackey last week, she said, oh, it's nice. Max, no more jokes, thanks. I'm trying to remain serious. It is not a title to your land. A title is a document which states your ownership. And the only ownership authorised by the Constitution is the fact that those titles are issued by the governor. Those governors must do a title according to the format. No interference from the Crown after it's sold to you. Not in tax or anything else. The 1923 case was for New South Wales to be able to tax your land. It was rejected by the High Court. Oh, where are we getting the money to do all these things? Stop talking garbage. I reckon these people that come on there, oh, where are we supposed to get our roads done by? 50% of the fuel tax, which is trillions of dollars a year, 50% of it is tax. And it runs into trillions. Do the maths. Can't figure it? Go back to school and learn the maths and go back and do it again. You've been lied to. Lied to. I can't believe people are so thick. Oh, what are you going to do about it? Do I get my name taken off or whatever? As I said to you, there's a simple, very simple, precise and lawful way to stop these elections. Don't, under any circumstances, get your name ticked off. Don't. Somebody, a friend of mine, has just been given an infringement because they failed to register for voting. Where in the Constitution it says it's compulsory to vote? Where? If it is, we'll put up lawful candidates. Do you have any? No. None of you all belong to political parties. You see, a couple of videos, about 4 or 5 back, I spoke about the fact that I spent, not last weekend, the weekend before, I read the 260 pages of preface to the Constitution. In there, it explained how they debated in detail about political parties, preferential voting, and it was decided by the framers that would not go into our Constitution. If you could have them, they would be in there. But nice little Billy Hughes in 1907 added conscription, added preferential voting, changed the royal identifier to the kangaroo and emu. Did he change the seal then? I believe it was done by Whitlam, but it was definitely changed by him, and the evidence is in the museum, not far from here. A bronze thing with Billy Hughes' name on and everything. William Hughes, filthy little traitor. People have come up with all these things and all these explanations about what I said. That's fine. It's in your Constitution. And Toomey says the red one and the green one are the same, so obviously she agrees with what I've said. Either that, or she's going to lie and say the two books are the same, because they're not. And if, in her words, they're the same. So if they are, it's in there. It was debated and rejected. The supreme, absolute and uncontrollable authority remains with who? You. You and me. Us the people. The Constitution sits above both houses of Parliament. 676 the pages. At the bottom of that page it says, the Parliament is not supreme. The very essence of federation is that must be so. Parliament, like everyone else, is subject to the law and must abide by it. There's no freedom from prosecution for any politician. That's just a political party lie. They don't want to go to jail for the crimes they know they're committing. No. Yeah, they know. And they've been aware of it for a long, long time. See, the problem we have, we can't have an election. All we need is one letter. I, Wayne Kenneth of the Family Glue, attended at your polling booth. I couldn't find one lawful candidate, because there isn't any. Why not is a question of law. You want to prove that we committed any offence? Oh, magistrates will come out, oh, a superior court has proved this wrong. No, you're a liar, as most of them are. Now, and their new excuse is, oh, a superior court has decided that. The superior court, we don't have any lawful courts. Till we have 6 lawful states created under 107, 108 and 109 in the Constitution that comply with 106 and have their original constitutions in place, also comply with the letters patent the 29th of October 1900, and put them all in place, then we can have state elections which create the first lawful federal parliament, which we've never had. You think I'm wrong? Read your Constitution. It doesn't say when 5 of the 6 colonies become states, when the 3 of the 6 colonies become states. It says when the colonies become states, the Boundaries Act no longer applies. However, when the Commonwealth is established, it's established as a self-governing colony of England. What does that tell you? We are a colony of England. Who can change that? It says, whereas the people of New South Wales, Queensland, Victoria, Tasmania, South Australia and Western Australia join together in one indissoluble federation of the Commonwealth of Australia. One indissoluble federation. Who can dissolve it? Us. Who else can dissolve it? Nobody. The reigning monarch can remove the letters patent. Does that dissolve the Constitution? No. You think I'm wrong? Read it. It's indissoluble. Who can dissolve it? Whereas the people. Does it say Chinese, Lebanese, Bush Baptist, Indians, whatever? No. The people that were here. The descendants of those people are my distant relatives. So I'm native to this country. I was born here. I can't go anywhere else. Nor can most of you, if you watch this, can realise your relatives were born here too. Doesn't matter what colour they are. The Aboriginal corporations acted treason against the people. They're paying millions into that, apparently billions into that every year, and it's going nowhere. It's got to go to the people. What's this? Sounds like it's made up by you, Wayne. Who is Ann Toomey? Ann Toomey, Scouse, whatever you call yourself, Scouse Raw, to see why Wayne is making up nonsense. No, go on to the internet, look at Ann Toomey's, I think it's on TikTok or one of those, her constitutional, what is it? Clarion, Constitutional Clarion. And then I'm not making up anything. Yeah, Max Fleming is a empty-headed troll, but this, you were talking about an empty-headed troll, yeah. Scouse Raw, to see why Wayne is making up nonsense. I'm not making up anything. You put facts here if you reckon what I'm saying is nonsense. Replying to Scouse Raw sounds like it's made up by you, Wayne, who is Ann Toomey. She's a professor at the University of New South Wales, has an AO, and she makes her own little constitutional section where she makes all these statements. Just go and have a read of it. Shut your mouth. Stop talking crap. You want to come on here, talk sense. I'm not wiping you out because people need to see. Scouse Raw, political parties are legal because people are still elected as local members first. If they want to join a party or like-minded folks, they can, just like people did in the first parliament. You're a liar. They didn't do that. He's a clown. I can't believe you're writing that garbage. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's lies anyway. So if you've got any evidence to prove that the political party's there, read the first 260 pages. You'll find out that what you just said is a load of garbage. The political parties weren't there. They were not there. We didn't vote political parties in. So Yeah, of course they're legal, but that isn't lawful. Yeah, well, you can put it that way, and you're correct, Dave. All right, I'm not answering anyone else's stuff. You put up what you want on here, and people want to tell them what idiots they are. That's good because they're doing a good job of telling them what a group of idiots they really are. Rob Sudi said on one of Ian Toomey's thing that Quick and Garron is outdated. Rob Sudi isn't indated. He's inundated with comments about how stupid he is. That's about, if you want to put it that way. Anyway, the fact is, we have somebody who's scratching at the surface of every little dirty trick in the book, promoting, Islamophobia. There's no such thing. Either you accept Islam or you don't. Our constitution is clear. Follow our customs and beliefs. Assimilate or get out of the country. Is that clear? Aye? Yeah, they have to assimilate into our society or go home. If you don't like us, go home. We don't have to pay for you to educate your kids in Islam. That's your religion. Educate them at home. Same goes for all your other religions. And I'm talking about the lot. You call yourself a Christian? Pay for your own schooling. Should the government give you that money? No. There is money set aside for the education of kids in this country. That money should be going to educate the kids of this country. You want to start a private school? You go and set it up. But you pay the fees. We don't pay for them. Trish Gala, I think we need to become a republic, sovereign members, not under any monarchy, don't need them under common law. The problem is, how are you going to enforce it, Trish? The reason we have the Crown protects us from the idiots that come on here and make stupid statements, and I'm not talking about you. Everybody's considered a republic. If you've got a republic, you've got no sovereign members. You're under the control of the people who run it. A republic's just another word for socialist dictatorship, and it is. Look at America. How much say do the people have in America? They have a lot of say in relation to their constitution because that was set up by people who spent a lot of time thinking about what was going on. A lot of people. And they were set up as a constitutional republic. What are we going to do? Allow the government to change our constitution? That would have been all right 150 years ago. It's no good now. Because the political party is going to step in there and put all their crap, which is exactly what they're doing now. Lying to the people. Anyway, I'm not going on and on. The fact is, Albanese, until every state's constitution is put back in place, you're a fraud, you're lying to us, you're not going to do anything, and all the billions that you've given away in foreign aid could have paid our so-called debt, but it's not our debt anyway. It belongs to the companies, the ABN companies that ran the debt up, without our permission. Without our permission. And now you want us to pay. No, you pay. Sell all your properties. You get $4 million for yours, Albanese. And look, from the other clown you take $300 million. Wouldn't take long to pay our national debt off. If it's ours, but it's not ours, it's yours. A company owns its own debts. We didn't create it, you did. And each of you are individually liable for the debt you run up. Your own act says so. Go read it. And anyone who listens to Rob Sudi is not very bright. Anyway, I like stirring him up now and again, but his book about the free man delusion, it's only a delusion because of people like him have flat out been trying to take our rights away from us. We're not deluded at all. You're deluded. You think you can put your rubbish over there, we're going to believe you. What's this? that Rob Sudi said on one of Ann Toomey's videos, the Quick-and-Garran Commonwealth Constitution was outdated. I replied back, well, as you and Ann Toomey claim they are both the same, then the green one is outdated as well. I got no reply. Of course you're not going to. That would be relying on both of them have the intellectual ability to answer a question like that. No, I don't think they do. They're answering government rhetoric. That's not the truth. Anyway, the fact is, you want to stop this election or correct the problems in it to put our state constitutions in place so we can have lawful state parliaments and lawful states under the Crown, under our constitution. Don't vote. Ask them where the lawful candidates are. They can't answer it. And it's a question they have to answer because it's a lawful question. You don't believe me? Have a look. Apply it to what I'm saying. You don't have to talk to me if you don't want to. You don't have to believe me. But understand this. You do not own your land. If you don't get rid of these thieves and liars in the Parliament, it's not going to reduce your electricity. Last time he jacked it up. He's given the pensioners $4. $4 a fortnight, that's $2 a week. I can go and buy a bubble gum. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Anyway, write the letter, hand it in the polling booth, don't sign off. You don't have to. Hand it to them and say, where's the lawful candidates? There are none. And Basil Zempilas, go have a look at what you say. Go and listen to your selectors. They might tell you the truth. You're not listening, I know, because I help them to write what they do. And you're not listening. None of yous. You're sitting there blabbing on about what you know. No, you're sitting there blabbing on about how much authority and power you can get, which is all you're after. And that's all going to come out. And Sandra Crack, have a lovely day. Even though what you said is lies.